Hello everyone, our today's topic for discussion is beta oxidation of fatty acid. In this lecture, we will discuss about the activation, translocation and steps proper of beta oxidation along with energetics and regulation. So before going to the oxidation, it is important to understand the fate of triglyceride products. The structure of triglyceride we have already discussed. If you want detail, you can go for the videos. Please check out the links in the description box. So a triacyl glycerol in a fat cell, is broken down into glycerol and the fatty acids. The glycerol then in the liver cell undergoes glycolysis to produce pyruvate and gluconeogenesis to produce glucose. Fatty acids in the other tissues goes for the fatty acid oxidation to form acetyl coenzyme A. Students, there are so many types of fatty acid oxidation like beta oxidation, alpha oxidation, omega oxidation, oxidation of odd chain fatty acid, oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid, etc. But in all of them, the oxidation through beta oxidation is a very common pathway for fatty acid oxidation. Beta oxidation occurs in mitochondria, in liver, adipose tissues, muscles, etc. So the fatty acid oxidation produces acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A then goes to the citric acid cycle or the Krebs cycle to produce carbon dioxide and water. And the NADH and FADH2 produced in the citric acid cycle then goes for the oxidative phosphorylation to produce ATP. So this is the fate of a triglyceride product. Now let's understand what does the beta position means. As we have already discussed about the structure and classification of fatty acid in our previous lecture, it contains a hydrocarbon chain and an acidic functional group. The carbon which is adjacent to the carboxyl functional group is alpha and the second carbon is beta and then gamma. This is the gamma carbon. In beta oxidation, there is a cleavage between the alpha and the beta carbon. There is a cleavage from here. Results in the successive removal of two carbon compound leads to the generation of acetyl coenzyme A and energy. The most distant carbon is designated as omega, and sometimes carbon atom close to the omega carbon are designated in relation to this omega carbon. For example, this carbon is the omega minus 3 carbon. So these are the various position, and this is the beta position which is important for us. The cleavage will occur between alpha and beta position of the fatty acid structure. Now there are three common stages. The stage first is the activation of the long chain fatty acid. The long chain of fatty acid is also known as acyl chain, and this acyl chain is activated to acyl coenzyme A in cytosol. For example, if we take palmitate fatty acid, then it is activated to palmitoyl coenzyme A in cytosol. The stage 2 is the translocation of the activated fatty acid from the cytosol into mitochondrial matrix. through the role of carnitine, that is carnitine shuttle. And the third stage is the steps of the beta oxidation proper, which takes place in the mitochondrial matrix, and there are 4 different reactions of the stage third. Now coming to the first step, that is activation. In activation, fatty acid is converted to this fatty acid is converted to fatty acyl adenylate, and this fatty acyl adenylate is converted to fatty acyl coenzyme A, and this process requires ATP. This is the structure of ATP. This is adenosine, and this is the triphosphate group 1, 2 and 3. So this is the structure of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and this adenosine triphosphate is converted into the inorganic pyrophosphate, and the 2 high energy phosphates are used for this reaction. This is a 2-step process. This is the step number 1 and this is the step number 2. So this activation process is a 2-step process, and the reaction is catalyzed by the fatty acyl coenzyme A synthetase. Both of the steps are catalyzed by the fatty acyl coenzyme A synthetase or thiokinase. A2 high energy phosphates are used, so we can get AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate, in the reaction. So the final activation product is fatty acyl coenzyme A. Now the acyl coenzyme A, which is produced here, is impermeable to the inner mitochondrial membrane. So it is transported through carnitine shuttle. In the image here, this is the image. In the image here, we are seeing the carnitine shuttle, which this is the cytosol, this is the outer mitochondrial membrane, this is the inner mitochondrial membrane, and the space between both of these membrane is known as intermembrane space, and this is the matrix. So we are seeing the larger picture of this area of the mitochondria. Now the acyl coenzyme A, this acyl coenzyme A combines with carnitine to form acyl carnitine with the help of the enzyme carnitine acyl transferase first, and the coenzyme is released back in the cytosol. This coenzyme is released back in the cytosol, and the acyl coenzyme A combines with carnitine to form the acyl carnitine. Now the acyl carnitine, this acyl carnitine is transported through the inner mitochondrial membrane with the help of carrier proteins like translocase. In matrix, this acyl carnitine is converted into the carnitine and the acyl coenzyme A with the help of enzyme carnitine acyl transferase 2. So what is carnitine? Carnitine is a functional non-protein nitrogenous substance. It is biosynthesized in the body by the amino acid lysine and methionine, and this is the structure of the carnitine, and chemically it is 3-hydroxy 4-trimethyl ammonium butyrate. Now after both of these steps, there are 4 steps in the beta oxidation proper, that is the oxidation, hydration, oxidation and cleavage. The strategy of first 3 steps is to create a carbonyl group on the beta carbon of the fatty acid, which weakens the bond between the alpha and beta carbon atom of the fatty acid. And the fourth reaction, that is the cleavage reaction, cleaves the beta keto ester in a reverse Cleansen condensation reaction. So let's see the step. The first step is the conversion of acyl coenzyme A. This is palmitoacyl coenzyme A if we take palmitic acid. So this acyl coenzyme A is converted to the trans-enoyl coenzyme A in the presence of acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, which is a flavoprotein FAD dependent FAD linked enzyme. In this reaction, there is a removal of hydrogen. There is a removal of hydrogen from the alpha and the beta position. There is a removal of hydrogen at the alpha and beta position. And results into the trans-enoyl coenzyme A. And because there is a removal of the carbon at alpha and beta position, so there is introduction of a double bond between the alpha and the beta carbon. So the product is alpha beta unsaturated acyl coenzyme A, which is also known as trans-enoyl coenzyme A. The enzyme is FAD. The coenzyme FAD is the temporary hydrogen acceptor, and reduced FADH2 is generated. This FADH2 is reoxidized in ETC chain. The next enzyme is enoyl coenzyme A hydratase, which catalyzes the hydration of the trans-enoyl coenzyme A double bond. Hydration will occur at the double bond. It adds water across the double bond at C2 and C3 carbon of the trans-enoyl coenzyme A, and this hydration reaction generates a hydroxy group at beta position of the fatty acid, which converts the trans-enoyl coenzyme A to beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A. Now this beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, the beta hydroxy coenzyme A dehydrogenase is NAD plus dependent, and it catalyzes the specific oxidation of this OH group. Oxidation of this OH group in the beta position to form a ketone group. The NAD plus is temporary electron acceptor for this step, which generates reduced form of NADH, and it produces a beta ketoacyl coenzyme A. Now the enzyme beta ketothiolase attacks on the beta carbonyl group of the beta ketoacyl coenzyme A, which results in the cleavage of the alpha and the beta carbon bond, which releases the acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon compound, and an acyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon shorter chain. Beta oxidation proper is a cyclic pathway. It is a cyclic pathway. The 4 steps of the beta oxidation are repeated till the whole chain of the fatty acid is oxidized completely, because here we are getting a acyl coenzyme A again, which is a carbon 14 membered chain. So it is oxidized completely by the repeated 4 steps, and this acyl coenzyme A is input into the another turn of the beta oxidation proper pathway. For an oxidation of palmitic acid, if we talk about this palmitoyl coenzyme A through beta oxidation, then there is a 7 turns of the beta oxidation proper steps occurs. The NADH and the FADH2 are reoxidized in the ETC chain and generate ATP. This acetyl coenzyme A enters the citric acid pathway, as we have already discussed in the fate. Now the energetics. Now what are the products of fatty acid degradation? First, for a C16 fatty acid, as we have already discussed about the palmitic acid, which is a C16 fatty acid, there is a production of 8 acetyl coenzyme A, 7 FADH2, because there is 7 cycles, and the 7 NADH. It is also because of 7 cycles. So how much energy does this generate? This generates 7 into 1.5 ATPs for FADH2, because we already know that one molecule of FADH2 will produce 1.5 ATP. So 7 molecule of FADH2 will produce 10.5 ATPs. Now we already know that one molecule of NADH will produce 2.5 ATP. So 7 molecule of NADH will produce 17.5 ATPs. 1 molecule of acetyl coenzyme A will produce 10 ATP, so 8 molecule of acetyl coenzyme A will produce 80 ATPs. So in a total we can get 108 ATP minus 2 ATP, because this 2 ATP is consumed in the activation step. So we can get a total of 106 ATP in beta oxidation of fatty acid. Now coming to the regulation. Regulation of beta oxidation is dependent upon the availability of the free fatty acid, and this availability of the free fatty acid regulates the net utilization through beta oxidation. The level of free fatty acid in turn is controlled by the glucagon and insulin ratio. The glucagon increases the free fatty acid level, and the insulin has opposite effect. The carnitine acyl transferase 1 is the regulator of the entry of the fatty acid into the mitochondria. Malonyl coenzyme A inhibits the carnitine acyl transferase 1 activity. Thus, during de novo synthesis of fatty acid, beta oxidation is inhibited. So, there are 3 important parts of the regulation, that is the availability of the fatty acid, and the availability of fatty acid is regulated by the glucagon and the insulin, and the main enzyme in the carnitine shuttle is the carnitine acyl transferase first. Now this is all about the beta oxidation steps and the energetics and regulation. If you like this video, please do subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you for your time.